Wilderness. I am up. Yeah, man. I want you hot, you know. I want you hot. Can we keep it real all the while, you know. The man of the wilderness, the renegade, when afraid.
Ah.
Will Rattigan.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, man. You see me, I
Yeah.
say, yeah, man, former FBI agent. Yeah, the man have over 30 years experience on the field. So, you know, you have to have them man and the program because, you know, we have to make the people them know where going. And we have to ask them man because the man have the experience and everything, you know. When they touch them thing, you see me, I say, bless up to all online. Welcome, Rattigan. Where going, brother?
Why? You know, me and you look on the same incident and we are wonder what happened in Jamaica. You know?
Boy,
And it's not and we are laughing, it's not a good laugh either, you know?
Can't be a good laugh. Can't
Yeah.
be a good laugh. Because you see, me I watch the approach of the JCF.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not a police force, it's not the guidance man, it's not a force around, it's like a militia. It's like a dictator thing, like the prime minister, like him give the rule for move and then them move. Because if you have a place where crime committed, you start at ground zero, this is what me know. As all right, me just clear the ear through, you know, people, because no phone run up on the line. Bless up, you know, not enough already, you know. 100 going up the line, I run hard. All right, give the people them, give me a rundown on your job and thing where you do from over the years and the place where you're stationed over the years. But just give the audience something from my background. Yes.
All right. The bond grew up in a Waterhouse, left Jamaica back in the 70s. Attended John Jay College of Criminal Justice. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice administration and planning. Went on to Howard University Law School. Left law school and a few years later joined the FBI back in 1987. And first assignment was in New York, working counterintelligence, you know, trying to catch spies. Did that for a number of years and went to the criminal division. And funny enough, worked on a squad called the Jamaican Dominican Drug Gang Squad. Worked on that squad for a number of years and went to the airport, JFK Airport, and did a whole bunch of things at the airport. And a lot of people don't even know we have offices at airports, but we have one at JFK. And from JFK, went to Canada, worked a bit out of the embassy in Canada, out in Ottawa, and then went back to New York and then went to Saudi Arabia. Was in Saudi Arabia for about almost 4.5 years. Controlled the whole Arabian Peninsula, all 7 countries. My bailiwick that. Then went back to New York, work in the counterterrorism for a number of years. Then left New York, went to Mississippi, where I was in charge of the national security program. I was the de facto number 2 guy in the office. Then left Mississippi and went to South Africa, where I ran the office for about 16 countries in Southern Africa. Then left Southern Africa and ended up in Washington, D.C., FBI headquarters, where I was the unit chief for transnational organized crime for Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. So anything having to do with transnational organized crime, that in Africa, Asia, the Middle East, that was my thing. Then retired and then started practicing law. So I've been around.
Been around.
Yeah.
And you see what's going on. Well, that's a Jamaican born in a proud achievement. You should have been commissioned a long time ago, lock up some of them backside. You know, some me talks to the renegade, you know, brother.
Yeah.
You understand?
I tell you what.
Yeah?
I tell you what, if I was a commissioner, a lot of these things is happening right now. I mean, I'd put my head on the block. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen because you see what happened is that I would be independent and objective, and we know that position over the years it's been political. You know what I mean? And we have to be honest about that. Even though they say that it's the Police Services Commission that chooses the person, we know that the instructions come from a higher level and say this is the person we want, and then that's it. And so you find that you know people are beholden to the powers that be. So when they tell you look over here, you can't look anywhere else because otherwise you lose your job, right? Well, with somebody like me, you know, who come from an organization who believe in integrity, and believe me, the FBI, we have issues. Them have issues on the FBI too, you know, but not the kind of issues you see in the JCF, you know. And I have to give a shout out to the Police Federation Chairman Ron James. I mean, he's a true crime fighter, true fight of him people, and them a fight to get the resources for fight crime in Jamaica. But you know, them give him a basket for carry water. So that's where we are.
Anyone who stand up for justice, you get a fight, man. Because it's a Jamaica run like a mob boss. I'm a talk straight, you know. So the renegade, we're not afraid. You know, the renegade,
You're not afraid.
we're not afraid. So you know, them run Jamaica like it's a mob country. I run. Never in the history of Jamaica. I'm there. Andrew Wallace, we there about before you, yeah? Yeah, I'm a little brother. I never see the country around this way. The amount of drugs, the amount of corruption, the amount of thing. Although when I swear read him tell us say him take care of corruption and you can't do this and that. Now with SSL, we're tied to you Crosby and him son Mark. You know Crosby, him a come from Eagle from the first meltdown and them know this. Me don't know how the man get a license. But the Prime Minister, when him a build them house, him tell you about him get loan from them, from the SSL. And that alone frightening because SSL not supposed to give no loan. It's not a loan firm, it's not a loan company.
That's true.
The FSC I said them to stop this loan thing and them to stop this, and you must get a new customer. But me see them breach everything under Prime Minister Andrew Wallace watch. You notice him don't mention the man name. Him don't mention the founder them name, the certain people. Him just go, I feel this, it's so shallow. You understand? What's your take on it?
Well, my understanding is that SSL is an investment firm. They're not in the loan business because a different set of regulations. If you start like banking regulations, if you become a loan institution, if you start lending out money. So what we need to do is we need to pull up their articles that they file with the government to say what kind of business they're going to run, because we know that it's not a lending institution. So the question is, if you're not a lending institution, how come you're lending money? And if what we hear is true that they loaned money to the Prime Minister, that's a serious accusation there. It's a serious breach of what they're entitled to do as a business entity, because they're supposed to collect money from people and invest that money. They're not supposed to collect money from people and then loan money. So that's the first thing. If the Prime Minister did receive that loan, that's a big problem because he should have known better. He has advisors. It's not like, like people like you and me and the ordinary Jamaican who don't have no advisor. We have to just go by what we believe, things to be. Him have advisor who can tell him this. Him have financial advisors and all kind of advisors, but them fall down on the job. And the question is that, do you want to blame? Who you going to blame if he got the loan? You're going to blame his advisors, or you're going to blame him? Well, at the end of the day, the loan went to him, right? So regardless of who advised him, he have to bear some responsibility. And then you also have the Ministry of Finance too.
No, but what I was saying, right? With him now.
All right.
Remember this, the Prime Minister, this is when him turn opposition, him send money, use him 2 kids, send money to use him lawyer, Patrick Bailey, because Patrick Bailey come and talk. Send money to Farm Admata, where it name him 2 son them, after him turn, him get the post of education minister, and then him send to farm some dummy company and send to St. Lucia. I don't know what that for, right? And then send to this with money, and then same get, and him tell you where him get the money. But when a reporter check, him not own no money at all on the building. When him a build him house. So he tell lie to Jamaica State. Him tell lie all over the place. God, it was lie. Because them search, them double check. So I don't know why they make even that move.
Well, think about it.
Yes.
Think about it like this, right? The Prime Minister is supposed to set an example, right? We put him on a pedestal. Yes. And by the way, the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister for Jamaica. He's not the Prime Minister for the JLP. He's the Prime Minister for all of Jamaica. And I always say that we need to support our leaders so that they can be successful and that success can translate to success for the population. Yes. But when they go astray, regardless of party affiliation, when they go astray, we have to call them out. No, how is it that you're a leader and you're supposed to set an example, right? Especially when it comes to tax, right? Paying your taxes, and then you end up now going to a foreign country, create some offshore, have offshore accounts, or have some other business out there with your two sons who are minors, and you put them as directors. That smells. That
Yes.
smells. And how can you now come with a straight face and tell people that they're supposed to pay their taxes when you are doing something that allowing you, that's allowing you to avoid taxes? That no make no that no make no sense. That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, the police should have been looking into that, or the taxing authorities should have been looking into that, whether there was tax avoidance, right? And whether or not, and even on an integrity level, whether the prime minister should have think about that himself and say, is this the right thing to do? I mean, well, it may be the right thing to do, but is it the moral thing to do?
Mm.
Is it something that you can stand up with a straight face and tell your country that, yes, you know, what I did was right, and what I did was moral, and what I did was just and upright? No, you can't do that. Because I find people find out. You never come out and say that. The other thing is, now when you raise a point about that, you never, the House bill, and you never have any, no, there's no encumbrance, financial encumbrance against the house, like you know, own a mortgage and stuff like that. And then if you go back and you look and say, okay, the prime minister started his adult life working here, working there, working there. He started add up all the money he make.
It don't add up.
It not add up.
No.
It don't add up. It cannot add up.
You know, 2002 himself can't find out. Not my word, because me use these things. I'm one thing with me, you know. Always my thing, you know, me go in depth. And yes, me do a lot of research. And me go in depth. And me do a lot of, you know, investigative journalism. Remember me and your pa, Rattigan?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so me and FBI, you know.
Of course.
So yeah, so me go in depth. Same like I want to go in depth, right? And enough of the thing that when we see man come out with and thing, me use it against him. Me just matched up and he said, but this don't make no sense.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
It don't make no sense. And then you come and tell the people them because them feel say Jamaica like the Jamaica where them did know you just come as a 9-day wonder and you can just fling something at the people and then you use a party and divide up the thing and it's them part of Jamaica now in a two. The big boys and then the people them don't get the voters so you can't step in them neck. So it's as long as them the big boy them have fund them and them can pay out $5,000 for vote, them say you may stay in a power. Nobody now question me. But tell them this is a different era. This is a new dawn. Because you have people like Rattigan, yeah, and you have people like the man in the wilderness, the renegade when
You're the one afraid.
so them know what going on, you know. Them know what going on, you know. You understand?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So tell me something now. With the police, I saw them make this big old. Me don't know what. It's like a face. If show them how do something, a lady come and she said she confess and do a little affidavit. And the police, them wait when the prime minister speak. The police, them supposed to be independent of the prime minister, you know. And they wait when the prime minister speak. And me see them run down the woman. Number one, them spread something. Me see Mouthpiece radio station. I say no, them reporter say the woman own this complex. The people them get all afraid. Because them say them people, she rent the apartment. She don't even own the lawyer come out. She don't even own an apartment. But this is where the radio that Cliff Hughes radio. I report these things. It's simple for them just go look up in a title's office. Can do a search and see if her name if she own anything. And people them buy them place. Them buy that apartment have them more than can them sell apartment like that for like 70 million for one. So if you see the amount of apartments, you know over $2 billion worth of apartment in this. Right? The way the woman talk about it not go near this. Yeah? Both money missing and then them run down there. Me think them supposed to go to ground zero. With all these things, so you're supposed to reach a SSL. Computers, you tell me how the FBI that reach. Just teach them JCF.
Yeah. But the first thing is that, which is kind of strange, is that you have this lady who confessed in an affidavit saying that she defrauded over 30 customers, SSL's customers, right? But you don't have anybody filing a complaint. And you need a complainant. You need a complainant before you can file charges against the woman. So as long as you don't have a complainant, then no charges are filed. She's free. But the police, I believe that on their own, because because of what she said, right? And because of the report from the consulting firm that did the assessment of SSL back in 2016, 2017, saying that it shouldn't function, they should know that, hey, wait a minute, something is not right here. So what they should have done is, and especially in light of what happened with Bolt, ground zero would have been SSL.
Thank you.
Right. Ground zero would have been SSL. So you go to SSL, you go to a court, and you say, look, we believe that criminal activity has occurred, is occurring, or will occur, and you give them the probable cause, which would be this woman's thing.
And the SSL and the FSC too, because
And
remember
the
every
FSC,
year
exactly.
it
And
let
then,
go from, so it's not now it a go on.
right,
So not today.
no,
It's not January year. It a
right,
go from when?
right,
And they tell you all the breaches. So ground zero, you're complete. So ground zero must be SSL. I know the police to reach in. I
right.
know.
Because
Yeah.
you have to reach SSL, and whether it's a police or whether it's MOCA or some other entity, they should be there right now trying to secure evidence, identify witnesses, identify victims, and all of that stuff, right? And try seek cooperation. All that stuff should have been gathered already, because the more time you take to get there, the less likely you're gonna find some form of evidence. The good thing about it though is that a lot of these transactions, they occur online. So there's a digital footprint. So even if you move the hard copies, you can still get the information. Now, here's what's worrisome for me. What's worrisome is that this is not the cash plus type of situation. We have a lot of poor people involved, right? This is a situation where you have people of influence involved. I mean, if you look at some of the deposits or some of the monies that this lady claimed that the 30 some odd people had Archie stole. It's a lot of money, right? Poor people don't have them kind of money there. So this story is not going to go away. But what I'm afraid of is that you're going to find some interesting people linked to this story. And
Yes.
the worrisome part is that I it's not just me, it's the reports. Like you said, you do your research, and it's the reports about the corruption in Jamaica. How far will the police and the other authorities take this? Whether they'll take it to its logical conclusion and do whatever justice requires them to do, which is, investigate, arrest, prosecute, and jail people. The other thing is this: if the prime minister really, really wants to do something about this, and if he's not involved, if he wants to show how transparent and morally upright he is, what he should do, because of the nature of this scandal, he should find his way over to the U.S. embassy. Go talk to the ambassador and say, "Listen, I need," and because American currency is involved as well, I need the U.S. Secret Service and I need the FBI to come in and provide assistance, because we don't have enough of the expertise that will be required to fully investigate this thing. No, all he has to ask for, and this is free information for him to kind of prepare him for this discussion. He has to ask for a large data analytics person. He has to ask for forensic accountants. He has to ask for white collar criminal investigators and just regular investigators as well. And if you ask for those four groups of people, and you're talking maybe 10 people, and 10 to 12 people, and this thing will be done in no time. But given the reports that that we're getting, I don't think he's going to do it, because some names might come up, and some stories might come up, some wire transfers might come up that will show tentacles to other Caribbean islands, that will show tentacles to the US. And if it shows tentacles to the US, especially if it touches the banking system, people are going to be prosecuted in the United States, and they cannot afford to have that. They can't afford to have that. And then keep in mind too, that everything you see going on here, the U.S. government knows. They know.
I tell them before.
They know what's going on.
Yeah,
They know. But
before.
they sit back and see what happens is that the U.S. looks out for its own interest. And so it might not be in the U.S. interest at this time to pressure the prime minister It might be later on if they need a vote in the UN or they need a vote in CARICOM or they need him to do certain things. And they just remind him that, hey, listen, here's the big file on you, So, you need to do where you need to do. And then that's where, so them hold them things as chips. But believe me, the US government, the embassy down in Jamaica, they know everything that's going on. They know all the players, they know all the transactions, they know all the events, they know where the money is, they know where everything, they know everything about this thing. So what the Prime Minister should do, if he really want to prove to the public that he has nothing to do with this and he's transparent and he wants to get to the bottom of this, he should realize that they don't have enough experts in Jamaica and the expertise to deal with this matter. They have, but not enough. So what he should do is go, and because it's American currency, he should go to the US Embassy and say, listen, I need some assistance. And remember, he was up here over a month ago asking.
Doing what?
And you see, if he had done it the right way, if he had made arrangements to go and meet with the FBI director, he would have established like a personal relationship with him. So he could have called and say, hey, listen, I need some help down here, and that would have been done immediately. But now he has to go now to the embassy and ask the ambassador has to ask the country team has to come back to their respective headquarters, and then it has to go all the way up. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that meeting, the meeting that he had over a month ago, was a farce. It was a joke. It was a joke meeting. In fact, I had an FBI agent, a friend of mine, on my program last week, sat there and he said, no, that's not how you set meetings up. You don't have meetings of this nature and of this with the worker bees. Because when you ask for a meeting and you see them put you in a room, rest assured it's not the top people inside of the room, because the top people will not, they don't gather in one place like something. No. So it's a worker bees, and the worker bees now, they have to go back and they have to brief it up, right? And see, they don't listen to when people who have the experience, like you and myself and others, give them the benefit, give them the wisdom of our experience.
Yes.
They don't listen, because what happened is that I've been telling them, for example, years now. I personally told the Prime Minister back in I think it was 2017 or 2018, I sat down with him at Vale Royal and I explained to him that he should establish a fusion center to deal with all things criminal, all things national security in Jamaica. He never understand the concept. Never understand. At the time, he had General Anderson as his national security advisor, the first and the only one we've had in Jamaica.
Sir, can you imagine?
Yeah.
They just build that spot for him.
They build a spot for him. And and that man, based on that position, he was supposed to be the fittest man to take over the JCF, because he sat at the 30,000 foot level. He was like the crime czar. So he saw not the crime czar, the national security czar. So he saw everything affecting Jamaica, whether it's criminal or not. He saw that. And then they gave him this office now. Yeah. And the man is a continued failure. He failed as the Minister of the National Security.
And no, the advisors go back way, Remember, him not know nothing,
Now he's failing. The Jamaican people, a point to be made is that the Jamaican people recognize this by the fact that they gave him a 91% disapproval rating. Now, how can that man on your staff and so that he's in charge of addressing crime issues? And again, when he went to America and he sat across from all of these people in the room, they all knew that this man's a dismal failure, and this man was a 91% disapproval rating. I mean, where you hear you have a 91 disapproval rating and you come to meet the US and ask for help? Because
by the way, let me now cut this. By the way, if you go into US as government, where you carry a police or a so-called, because it's not a police under my guys, the renegade talk straight. Not a police, not doing police job. You understand that? You take the commissioner job and put somebody here. If police are come after you, then him touch you. And that's so wrong. You understand? So not a police. Where was the national security minister?
Good question. Good question. Now we have to touch down on some things and all. Now, let me just take your audience back to, I think it was like 2010, 2011 when
yes.
Right? The cable them come out and you become interesting cables coming out of Jamaica. And like I've been telling people, the US Embassy is not only there to give out visas.
No.
To do other things.
Information.
Yeah,
I teach them in a Rattigan, but more you come say it because them not understand the depth of me, you know. Them understand because them say, wow. But I'm here Rattigan pa man. When I tell you, man, we
Yeah,
know so the man.
I didn't just give out visa because I've worked in lots of embassies, my brethren, and
Yes.
things that I've done that I have to take it to my grave with me. But they're not there to just hand out visas. They're there to do a lot of things, right? And one of the things that they do is they do assessments on people. They collect information. They have sources in Jamaica, right? They have people in Jamaica who give them the top level people who give them information. So what happened is that this cable came out and it showed that the minister, the current minister of national security, they talk about his association with a gang out of Western Jamaica.
Yes. Stone Pasha. Mm-hmm.
And they talk about the involvement of the gang with murder and drug running and
Yes,
all
man.
things. And they talk about his close association with the gang. No,
Mm-hmm.
the minister, one of the jobs of a minister of national security is to travel and meet with your counterparts and develop relationships and find out about new technologies and seek assistance. Try and develop the security apparatus within your country.
Mm-hmm.
Our minister of national security didn't travel much at all, especially to the US. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
he did this stuff in the US by Zoom, right?
Yes.
And so the question is, in his mind, I'm thinking, and this is just my opinion, when of course he knew about the cable, he's thinking, hey, before that, why did the prime minister put this man as minister of national security, knowing that?
Try get back him visa. Them want improve things say if improve himself now and with crime. But you can't put crime monster to deal with crime. You get more crime. So that's a feel. And him come back in a 2020 and step him up more and say, okay, you're the deputy prime minister. Outer, you have 48 more. And you
Right,
still do that because you want to make him prove himself and make us say if US I go forgive him. And no, and that's how it go.
the
US works so.
the problem with that is, if there could have been an investigation based on the cable, like you said to the U.S. government, hey, we saw this thing here. Can you help us? Because we want to root out corruption in our country. When you put that man there as Minister of National Security, who's going to investigate?
True. It shows you're corrupted too.
Who's going,
You try double down. You're
yeah,
doubling down on the country. You
because
should say, okay, you're
because
corruption lad, yes.
investigations would have to go through him. So how you going or to his office? How you going to investigate a man like him? No, the other thing is that there's something called a seal indictment, but they have in the United States. That when they conduct an investigation, particularly against a foreign politician, what they do
Mhm.
is they keep that indictment. It's like a charge, but it's sealed, and they want
Mhm.
it to come here, and then they go through with their procedures, right?
Yes.
Everybody knows about this thing, and I think that Minister Chang was probably thinking at some point, thinking that what if they have something there waiting on me, just like they did with the prime minister for the British Virgin Island. Remember that?
Yes. The premier, yes.
Yeah.
And him second, yes.
They make him fly, come up, and then them grab him. Because what happened is that when you start go after government officials, you have to go through something called letters rogatory, and then you have to do the extradition thing, and that take forever. So what they normally do, they make you come, and when you come, them grab you. So I don't know if that was the reason why, but I suspect that it may have something to do with why the minister never traveled to the United States, at least to the best of my knowledge. He never come within the last 2, 3, 4 years, right?
Yeah, longer than that. Because from 2010, I don't think him touch because I think them did cancel some visa thing, with Namad. Because him name called with Namad and they smuggling and everything, money laundering and everything. He might Shaheen Robinson, some other one. So you notice them not put foot in the US. So when you dig deep, you see what is what and what and what. Because what them do, them use a lot of ghetto youth to rise up and might do a little thing. Them at the head. And when them see them in a hot water, them farm government, what them do, them make sure push out this man to US, think US are gonna say, okay, we want him, but we don't want you. The reason why US not touch them now, the policy, because last time with 9 years ago, what we know say, them may come in your policy here, but them change a little stand and say, okay, when them not power, they can say, but when them come out of power now, we're gonna bangle him up. Make
Right,
it easier that way there. Like what them doing on Honduras now, when from 2004, them I watch that president.
right.
Over there in Central America. No, I'm there in the US. I'm lose last year, January, and by March, him reach out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Life.
So you say, and remember this, Jamaican politicians not fearful of Jamaican justice.
No.
Here are the two things that they're deathly afraid of. One, losing that visa,
Visa. Yes.
because they want to come to Miami and come splurge and carry on and things like that, you know. So they're afraid of that. The second thing is that they're afraid of being prosecuted in the US because they know they're going to serve real jail time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And them afraid of that. So when them hear me and you are talk about them things that them are listen to your program, you know, and them are quick right now in them boots because them have to know so the US government have all of the information well, you know, about them and know exactly what them are doing, know exactly what I want. And it's just
Mm.
that time, like you said, once you lose power, you know, once you become powerless, you know, brethren, you know, then that's it. You know, your power gone and then people can take advantage of you. But once you have a little power and them have and you have an interest in things that you can do for them, they will protect you. But when them tell you, say, all right, here what, but keep in mind, you have to march at their beat. And if you
Yes.
step out of line now, that's when you know things going.
Because them get the information on your street, and this is what them not understand. US give you rope for in yourself. Them
Right.
get all the information. A matter of fact, them watch you instead of them come and say you do this. No, them not say nothing. Them
No,
watch every ends of what you do and pluck you out. But them
no,
not understand how it work. And me understand it.
no,
Because
good.
them other things, some just sit down and talk, no, we do this, we study the same way like Radigan study, do the work and everything. You know, so me and Radigan, Pab, I want to know.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
why is it that you never bring the Minister of National Security? That's a good question because I'm telling you, the people in that room that were sitting down where was this audience, right? They might ask the same question too, you know. Because I've sat in that room many times, and I've been part of a team that entertain these delegations. And when you come into that room, we already know everything about you from the day you born till the time you walk into that room. Everybody have the file. We don't know. And then when we see you come and you bring the police commissioner over 91% disapproval rating, but you don't bring the minister of national security, who should be the one who come, then we already know and we are saying, you see, things are going on. Because what happens is that a prime minister generally, a prime minister don't come to the US and talk about crime. That's left up to the Minister of National Security or Minister of the Interior or whatever them call, whatever name them want to call the person who's in charge of national security for that country. That is the person who normally come. And when that person comes, the person usually meet with the head of different agencies at different times. You don't meet in a big room with everybody because and the other thing too, remember what before him go up, him say, "Oh, I'm going up there and him
yeah.
start speech, him start make the speech from the JLP
Yes. Talking, yeah.
assistance from our
It
inter
can work so.
and then him start
Yes.
and talk before him go up there. We're gonna take names and we're gonna give them the names and we're gonna do this. You notice something? Show me one article or one video of a speech where an American representative come out and say anything about that meeting there.
No.
One, not one.
Because I remember a forum him going on, and him going away, they must share something. And hear him now in the forum now when him attack. And you notice them carry them own photographer. So them have the thing for him and the Sir Googs. And you know, them yeah man, them have the thing for them and hear him Sir Good say, we as international police and you as criminal. And the people them up there, make I tell him something though, and you can back up when me attack, right? You just tell me if it factual. You can talk to the people. Enough of them are watching right now. Me feel last week when they run out with this because this happened from when over 7 years, and no them not them 7 years and the report and everything and them ongoing. Last week, big jugs fine. Remember, big jugs are fine in a day where them are run and everything. And remember, by the way, them footprint on it. Actually, I'm not going into details. Because you know, that me I tell them, say, we do it like the FBI we are well. You serve 30 years and things. So you know, don't have to do it the FBI way. Me, I tell them, say them footprint upon it. Because certain things me might not set to them because them for go to prison. But me, I tell them, we know them footprint. People from the party footprint on it. And some big boys. Nobody feel we don't know. We know. All the while when we come and tell them something, them know, you know. Because, like I give a joke. Me know, say, You have a member of parliament on the side, what we call Agent Tie. Him ball out in a bar, say people are carry out in business. Through me, I talk about it. Yes, me hear, me know. Even when them talk, me know. Like me that tell you say, you have one from down in a Saint Elizabeth when name Flight Green. The other day, name a call upon a little girl, but she back a statement. A little underage girl. She take a statement for the police to press charge. Remember me know about that to Flight. Yes. Remember the man in the wilderness, this, you know. See? So me know what go on because the police will get involved with the underage girl and then you know, like she change with the whole right thing so him can't get charged. So me know about that too. So me gonna tell them so me know a lot of things. I may show them come up with the great Rattigan. You understand? So you understand me, you know.
You said something when the program started, and it's absolutely true. When you said, it's a different era because people know who as unearth, dig, and come up with the truth, and not afraid to talk about the truth either.
Yes.
This is a different era. You know, I can't think of another time where you had so many people, who dig and dig and dig, and them have sources here and there, and them are get information, and them are educate the public and say, public, this is what going on with the government. The government is corrupt, right?
Yes.
There's so many things going on. I mean, pick a ministry, and you're gonna struggle to find a ministry where there's no corruption. You're gonna struggle.
You can't say health because them they put the health minister say him a best performer, but here the tricky fight thing me know that now. Them go out the road, who do this? Enough of them in a pocket, the journalists them not really do investigative journalism. Them go talk to some people when I go hospital, like in a halfway tree, and them say, oh, you know what, a mind over matter because them see him on TV attack through the COVID and through the other things. So them say, oh, him a perform, for talk and a perform. Because when you look now, them come out with an article, the whole of the toilet, them dirty. Remember, woman have to sit down on the toilet and you catching the germs. Them broken, be dirty water and everything. In every hospital. Be a germs, rat, roach infested. The man now perform him a sub-zero. Plus him a sell rice. Rice to the people them. And him go farm company now. In a US now, you could have a minister. And then him go farm company. When him, number one, even if you have a business, you have to put it in something in that shit. Where you can't operate it.
Yeah.
So your money, this because you will get tint. You will get because what you happen is you a minister, that means you will get when them call it, you will get
interest. There's a conflict of interest if
you're conflict of interest. Right? But him now go open company and start sell rice and nobody knows nothing with that. Number one, him should lose that come out. But by the way, I don't all of them are do it. Because I can't tell you one about them in a right round. Right round. The one of them have shares. Now, let me just touch back something now with SLL, because we now go far. Them compromise. You cross gay. Him fund the JLP party. Him fund it. And him touch the whole of them. You notice them don't come out and call. Them not talk about the man who the founder. Them not talk about who was this, him son. Them not talk about nobody. They say, they not try to do something, but him not up himself like a spider web more. The more him talk. Can run go up on radio station and we run all over the place. Right? The man not up himself. The I tell the man not up himself. If him ever know what me know, him go sit down. I just me no want to say something because I don't lead people near to other people.
Right.
You understand? But me know what me know Arden. Go sit down. Take it from me, go sit down. Yeah? Just take it from me. Just go sit down. Because you are not up yourself more and more. I mean, I tell you, say a lie, you tell. See? Because the company when them farm Delta, it in the country now. In America and down in the Caribbean. Him want to say, it not touch on the reason why the other one did flawed, SSL, but I want to know a new direction. But that's why I'm gay. You cross with some shares, but him take back the shares and him not have the shares. Listen, when the paper go check, I'm going to do something on it. You cross we have how much thousand, like you know, say 440,000 shares and him have 500,000 shares. So a man just transfer back shares. It mean that name millions of dollars. One of the main shareholders, partnership. Yeah? You must say, oh, I'm not have this and that. What them do now with SSL? Them go online and take down them picture. That alone, a criminal act. You're not supposed to touch no picture, nothing at all, pan profile. Allow me to tell. If
Yeah,
your FBI and them go do that, them a do these move. If them move anything at all, you're gonna get charged for that, you know.
yeah,
You're not supposed to touch nothing.
you're not supposed. And my understanding is that the government put somebody like similar to a trustee. Then put somebody for
Yes,
oversight over the company right now, right?
yes.
Company can continue to do business. We don't know what kind of business the company are going to do right now because the
You're not supposed to continue to do no business neither.
company broke. Them say them not no money, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then that like I'm saying, them need to get the authorities in there and start secure things because you cannot have something of this nature and then you don't have anybody inside here trying to identify victims, witnesses, identify evidence, collect evidence, all the necessary things that you need for an investigation. It's hard for just sit back and just watch things just happen. Like you said, who knows what's going on there right now? Who knows? And my understanding is that they can find some of the people them right now to talk to.
That is it. And by the way, make you them that turn over the work, the employee, them like crazy, like me no know, them just a turn them over. Like how the backroad ladies them turn over man, for the
Right,
night. Just a turn over workers. A
right,
whole workers. So if me like invest in a company and you sign me to an officer, yes, so. And then when I call is the next person, and by my call the third day is the next person. That alone raise red flag to me. And then you say, oh, them say greener pastors, but you still not them report for manage people account, they make 130 million. That means they manage your account. See? But yesterday I turn over, so what the workers them get out of that? That means that I'm going to the big boys, them pocket same way. Because if
no,
you don't get good pay, you know, leave.
think about this. Think about that lady there, Panta. The
Yes.
one who make the she submit the affidavit, right?
Yes.
Now, apparently she was a wealth advisor. She wasn't a high ranking officer.
Yes. Wealth advisor. Mm-hmm.
Now, how is it that given the fact that you had red flags about this company going back as far as 2016, 2017, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even before, but certainly 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one person who are transfer all of this money, who are move money, and nobody in the company know about it.
By the way, she can't move money. Me and you know she can't move money. Her position, not there. She have to just request and then you have to sign off. So you
Exactly.
have to sign it off. So we know the company run. We know that she can't move money. I
But
mean,
them
make them know so we know.
right, that
Yes.
could have given the clients could have given her full control over their accounts, which essentially means that she owned the account, right? Them could
Mm-hmm.
have partial authority, no authority, meaning that you can't do anything with the account. The client have to make the trades and all of them stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Partial where she can suggest and then the client agree and then she do the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Or full, where them just leave it to her and then she just manage the whole account and things
What
like
in her affidavit, even if she manage it, she said them have to sign off, forget even money. Everything she have to request. And she will tell them, say, buy this stock or not. She are one of those persons. I say, put your
that.
money on this and do that. Or invest in this and pull back. And them will request her money and then she'll write it up and make the request for it and the bearer collect it. So she explain how it run. So we know that she don't have no. And by the way, it's not a bank. So the money no there. So the money stay at the bank. Which
Right.
bank am a bank with? The bank supposed to have receipt of who draw money and move money. Now, if you go at the bank and you don't see Usain Bolt 12.8 billion, you know, so the big boys, they move. I mean, I tell you Krasky, have they know it all because he might come from Eagle too, you know. Remember them make the Finsack thing go on, them can go look pan it. Him have the know it all, he can move 100 billion in a Jamaica and it not move nothing, in good. And then him have the friend them who because I remember, you know, them keep him. Them keep a lot of house party every week called 5 with beer, what you call it, ministers and the big boys. Can remember him not go out on the road, you know. Feed them thing with them gather together, the boys them in the wood. You understand? We know all the whole of these things. So him fund certain things so nobody not call him name. You notice them not call him name? You notice Babsy Granger, the sports minister, what kiss Usain Bolt. You call it the kisses of death. But up to she as a sports minister and you have an icon, run and making money and you don't come out and say, boy, but even if you just put on a little, make it sound away, your lip seal.
Let me tell you something about Babsy. I'm gonna send her a message and tell her to give me a shout. Minister Grinch, I forget her respect.
Mm-hmm.
What she did, here's a story, a similar story with athletes. There's an athlete called Beverly McDonald who ran for Jamaica in the 2000 Olympics. She ran in at the 200 meters women's finals, right?
Mm.
She came fourth. Now, it's a 2000. 2009, the American girl who won the race. I don't remember her name right now. Them disqualify her because drug use. So
Mm.
by virtue of that now, Beverly McDonald, who came fourth in the finals, she now come third and she get a bronze medal
Mm.
around 2009. Brethren, to this day, that woman don't get her medal, you know. She don't get her medal. And when she call the ministry and when she talk to the people, and them just say, we acknowledge receipt of your request. And that's it. So I reach out now to the president of the Jamaica Olympic Committee named Samuda. I sent him an email and said, look, this woman compete for Jamaica and whatnot, and she get her medal, and the medal come to the Jamaican Olympic Committee, and who won the medal? The man right back and tell me, he said, me must go find out who the former president was and then deal with him and find out what happened to the medal because he wasn't around. So I write him back and say, listen, when the International Olympic Committee corresponded with the Jamaica Olympic Committee, it wasn't on an individual basis. It was institution to institution. So because you in charge of the institution now, you have the right to direct an investigation to find out where the woman medal there. And if you can't find it, then you can go back to the International Olympic Committee and say, look, we can't find it, it's misplaced, give us a replacement medal. He write me back and tell me, say, well, me still have to go find the man. We have to go find the man. So I ask the Minister Grange now to intervene because this is a black eye pan athletics in Jamaica where you have an athlete who gain a medal, but you don't have a medal.
That I'm going to show you them putting people incompetent in a position. Them put some people not competent. Them put some people in some position that's through politics and all kind of things. Because if you take over a job, it's supposed to continue. You're supposed to have papers there or something, and you hear something like this, you have people work with you and them just follow up. It don't need no argument. He's not supposed to even write to that. That for sure you say I get paid for nothing at all. Him to move himself. How some talk straight, Him to man the renegade, Him to move himself.
What you say about the Minister Grange and both that you're nothing from her. Nothing.
I remember, them unveil statue, them she kiss him on him lip. Like I said, he come home tonight, no young youth. Cougar them, Because some of them are real cougar. When me talk to him, me talk straight, me no go on kind of, she a cougar, she one of the cougar them. See? So when him get that, him snap out of it because, here we are trying. But no, you're nothing because you cross gray. I'm ask DCP Bailey recuse himself because the man a good friend too, Me know who what and who know him and everything. I know none of them no call the man name. None of them no reach a ground zero. I know the JCF no reach a ground zero. That it not funny, brother. You no reach a ground zero a long time. You know the FBI. You no reach a ground zero a long time.
Yeah, once
and then you the tentacles, you see where it go and how much people there, how much customer them have, the amount of money, them say them have on paper, then you check it at the bank, which bank them bank with. When you check on the bank, if the bank show you something different, you say, oh, that means you not inflate on paper like what them do bolt. Inflate. In 2016, the FSC find out them inflate your statement. So when them give a statement with 6 zeros, 7 digit. When you go the younger have 3 digit. And at the first, it the end of the statement. So them inflate the money where you have. This bad.
Well, let me ask you this. We're given all of that information. Where was and where is the Minister of Finance?
The other day, man not come make a speech. Him compromise too. So me just put him back in place. So don't play no hypocrite role on here. Don't act. This is not Hollywood. So me not hear him again. Because I remember me come out, and me do a thing named me have to look for the title. Because me give them a rundown about him. Because nobody them not call them names. So them a make the thing look like since January this happened and something go down, and then them have the mouthpiece read of them, run out and go on like a no. Yes, still the paper front away. So what them do is go and blind your eye to the truth and go on like a no, the thing happen. No. The report come out from 2017.
Right.
And they continue, and disregard the law. Them a do like what the Prime Minister do better. If
No.
them not declare asset, them not declare things neither.
No, isn't that a problem for Jamaica that you have a Prime Minister who in assets them can't verify in financial disclosure that the Integrity Commission can't verify, and it's not 1 year. I think it's about 3 years. Them say them can't verify them stuff there. This is going to be a problem for him, But
Yes.
it's a problem already. It is a problem already.
Of
And
course.
it's a problem because of the connections, all of it's like it's a small group of people, small group of people, right? So it's not difficult to identify them. It's not difficult to identify their activities, but somebody have to do it. No
Yes.
question. Who is going to do it?
No, but that are we, listen,
All right.
you have to be a commissioner, and we are talking to people them in the diaspora and everything. Cause me the man that the wilderness. Cause you remember, so we have the files them, so we know we clean up enough for them. And Jamaica, we can put it on the right footing, right? Jamaica can't run, so we cannot sit back and watch some handful of people destroy it and just feel say, okay, we have power. We can't go to prison. That's why them don't really build prison. Them have dungeon. Because them know so them not put them foot there. Them put them friend on every board. Who not have them not have the experience, them move experienced persons and put in some dumb skull. What the commissioner of police I do now, Sir Gooks, he might tell you say how much more police, but he not tell you how much police leave. Thus, in a sense, James division over 25 experienced police just left. I don't in the western part. Because them not tell people where them come from. So me I tell them where them come from. I don't in that side that them come from.
You know what?
25.
No, well, I want to mention something to you,
Yes.
You remember just going back to the trip where the Prime Minister took with the police commissioner. If you remember back in, I think it was December 20th, the Minister of National Security for Jamaica traveled to St. Lucia, right?
Yes.
And he's going there to talk about
transnational drugs and gun and
all them stuff, right? No, the main reason why he went, is because he was in charge of
yes.
He was a chairman of a CARICOM.
Yes, CARICOM thing, yes.
Coordination and all this stuff regarding crime in the region. Think this. If him can't control crime in a constituency, if him control crime in the country, how control crime in the region? How?
You know, a matter of fact, you just say something, I mean, I say something very interesting. Can you imagine as a chairman now where you think him a control crime, I'm look it turn up more. He's a crime man, he's a crime mogul. Because when you look the amount at the first in a Jamaica history, me ever see coca turn up. When it turn up at the airport in a $4 billion what? Now it turn up at the wharf. And the part of wharf, them never tell the people say a wharf, them call a part, they must see 11 where the container come and where the barrel come. And where you deliver the container at the big boys them place. Them search 11 up at 11, 20, 30 yard container. Not 30. 30, it could have been 39 because I'm a 40. 30 yard containers. And them get the amount that it total up to 80 million US, that are over 12 billion Jamaican. So when them bust a story, I have to take the eye for this, but the story is the next giant story. So them can't get to it. Them think I sink that it not sink. Don't sink on that too.
Don't forget the third bus where them catch the fisherman them.
All right, you see the fisherman brimmer, him have 1 foot. You remember me come and me tell them before them release it, him sick. So you notice them I say boom bam bam, feel brother they dead, sick and dead from cancer. So me I give them the rundown about who and the one from St. Mary and thing. A big boys boat. Big boys, we know uno. We know one operate and everything. So we are telling us, so we know it's a big boy, we know it's a phone thing. Remember, me and you did a run jobs. Me and you no go on a little boat like that and thing, we have workers. So them come up the fisherman, them and use them. You understand? Them send them for the thing, not for them thing. Them just pick up.
Go fast boats, aren't they required to be registered in Jamaica?
Yeah. Yeah, but them have some little no, but yeah, what them do, them have them buy you some engine. right? And the fishermen have them own little boat, and some of them have for them boat, you know, them man, but they go fast. You have no fisherman, they, like a fisherman. What them doing, so they go fish that, you go fish jugs to them. Them pay you, them send you out by your thing. Sometime. Like you have some police when Nancy in a Port Antonio, them send out some of the fishermen, them go 82. So, and I like when I have me tell them some more information than them, you know. Remember me Rattigan pile of people, never put me. Remember the whole of Jamaica, me ears up on the ground.
Right.
As you not taught me here, me know.
No. Him go up, him meaning the Prime Minister. He went up to the United States and him said that, you know, there's a war on drugs and that, you know, that the US has a war on drugs and that the way it works is drugs flow into the US and guns come out, and that the guns that I'm seeing in Jamaica is guns that people are used to protect the territory and to protect the drug stash. No, this is what I'm saying now.
Yes.
No, if him knew all of this never just started happening yesterday. This never, I don't know, yesterday this started.
But it's coming at volume now.
Exactly. And then you have to ask yourself the question, how much did gone before and how much still are going?
Enough gone too. Enough.
How much are going right now? Because sometimes, you know, them give you a little thing over here, so, and the big thing over here so gone through because they
gone through.
So and I like the point where you raised when you say, watch out, we not take we eye off of the drugs, you know. So this the financial thing is like a distraction. Also remember the day, I think maybe the week after them find the drugs out Ian Fleming Airport in a Boscobel.
Yes.
The Prime Minister go in a parliament and say, we're going to destroy homes down in
because it named deflection. Yeah, and it's a gang. And when you look at the gang, at the woman side of him.
The woman
side of him when him get to run the school where him and she cut ribbon. Can you remember it's a ribbon cutter, it's a photo up to, you know. The Prime Minister. I have to tell him straight. Because the other day I drop out per me, I tell him about the fine. I tell the people them draw them money. Them be careful. Because rather than if you have money at Jamaica, I'm gonna tell you straight. Don't make them send no statement give you. You want to see your money. Because them print statement like when them print the boat, that print that, them just add the zeros. But when you go then it's not there.
No, here's the thing. Here's a critical thing. A critical thing, you touched on it, is the banking system and the confidence people have in it. Now, the diaspora send home almost $4 billion US every year.
Yes.
Now, when them send home that money every year, it come home in the form of remittances to, you know, you help Uncle Joe and Auntie Jean and grandfathers and but a lot of it is people send money and the money go to accounts like this when them invest it tonight or them buy real estate or whatever.
Yes.
What now is that this no cause a problem now because people start hold back now and say, no, we're not about to send the money down there and things like that. No, this could spell destruction for Jamaica.
Of course.
This could spell destruction because tourism alone can't keep Jamaica afloat. Tourism
alone almost 2.8 billion.
2.8 billion.
Diaspora sell more money. I remember now, the big boys, the PSOJ, remember them alone will country destroy because them imported over 6.8 billion worth of things. So you know, so the money with diaspora sending about that. Because them keep it and get the local currency, you know. Right. And then them on export $1 billion worth of things. So what's the deficit? $5.8 billion. That alone that sink the country if you never have the diaspora.
Right.
So them use the tourist US where them get the 2.8 and then the 4.8. So you see why the money by them can't get 6 billion. And buy junk sent to the people.
And what they must
about the country better.
What they must also keep in mind is that for the tourist money there, all that money not staying in Jamaica.
No.
I mean, and fly out, it gone overseas, right?
No, but it's still overseas not the first place because if you have got, all right, we don't have no plane. If you there Europe and you have book and the man them have a hotel at Jamaica and me a book, when me do my book, I feed them plane, when I come up online and book, the money not it there right in the country. We just fly go and come back. And go when at tax time, them give the little taxes and that's it. So the money not stay at Jamaica. We know that. It's not there.
So that's why the diaspora money is so important because that cash Jamaica. That money actually come at Jamaica. Most of it, the overwhelming majority of it is through wire transfers. But the money come at Jamaica. And now there is a shaking confidence in a diaspora that maybe Jamaica is not the place where we go retire. Maybe Jamaica is not the place where we put our money in. And if that happen, there's huge problems. I remember them would have Nigel Clark, them have him as a poster child for fiscal responsibility, have him all over the place, and them talk about the Jamaica stock market is the best performing. That may very well be true, but we don't know about that now because people now really want to put the money in an investment portfolio right now because they must say, no, look what I'm to, and if it can't to bolt,
that is it. That is it. So, all right, let me just answer that now. The best performing on a ant size scale, ants like ants, ant size scale, best performing. In them little scale there, because you can't go look on giant stock market and say boom boom. Me no bother compare that. That's an ant size scale. So best performing when with them for them talk, mean nothing to me, When them say about growth, when me look on the deficit and how much money we owe and them thing there, me ignore them. And where them a build up, because foolish system attack. Me talk about real country and real good. So they can't go in on my head. Right? And the other thing now with Bolt. If them, and if I want to get to you, I reach out to you now. I want to love talk about Andrew Bass and all kind of things. If him can look on a icon like Bolt in our sports, and then the whole of them come together and friend him up and do him this, what them that do to you? Use that and ask yourself what them that do to you when I have nothing but living on 2 look sheet of zinc and 2 look police supply rotten down. You can't call them man your boss. A matter of fact, him are the chief servant, who know nothing. I take this serious, I take when Joshua man they tell you say, leader, you feel lead like a shepherd and your sheep and you one with them and everything. And remember you for first in study. When you for first in study, get book and read it and study. And then tell you say knowledge are the key. If you want to check me tell him he's a man the heights because knowledge are the key. So say lonesome. Nobody take out the man of the wilderness stay, the renegade. Person study, yeah? Yeah. So if you're a real man the heights that study, that know what I know. Don't make them trick you. Them can't come and talk and trick me, None of them can't trick me. Put the one of them in front of me and I crush them. Me crush them. By the way, JCF, when I go and good. Where you can I see my time I run out? Where your advice to them, Rattigan, pan this case because them not reach a ground zero and now, pan a FBI term and pan your advice to them because this bad.
Well, look, first of all, them don't have enough people, and them admit that, even though them have them projection where them should have 14,000, them still have must about 12,000. People are leave, them don't have the expertise, them can't focus on cases. One to the Donnelly case, you're not more about that, right? One to the case when the Chinese people them with up in the Cherry Gardens with all of the cyber the penetration type equipment. You're not about that. One to most of the Hungarians, them when they catch down a 3 mile, do some things with the bank down there. Cyber thing. Hungarians are Romanians. You're not more about them thing there. One to all of the other crimes are committed in Jamaica.
No, we just a crime now. We attack some big things though. So what to the Petrojam thing? That gone, it dead.
Nothing.
$5 billion water thing. And them send go fill the pipe for save our league. Now you have 500 million barrel of oil. Me I tell the people them a barrel are like the drum where you have in your yard, people. You know the drum where you full of water? Barrel. 500 million that. Leak out in a little water. So me I tell you that'll be a big damage. That'll be a big oil spill.
Here's something for the audience for think about. The IMF, IDB, and World Bank loan, it was not grant, loan Jamaica approximately $750 million for COVID, right? And it was supposed to go to 2 communities, at-risk communities, right? Poor people I'm talking about, businesses, right? For keep the economy going, right? No, not talk to the poor people now. And some of you might be poor business people too. If you never get none of that money, will come as cash assistance to you, because what the government did, them set up a scheme where you have to have computer, you have to have password, you have to have this, you have to have that, and a lot of them don't have access to that. But the money for them, and nobody don't know where the money will come for them where it go. Here is a bigger judgment. Them same people are going to have to turn around and pay back them loans in the form of taxes. Now keep in mind, when it come for you, never come for no government, it come for the government to disburse it to you.
Yes.
You don't get that money, but you going to have to go turn around and help pay back that loan. We ever see something like this?
100 billion Jamaican that, you know, brother. Gone, sir, you know.
Yeah.
Like some amount. 100 billion Jamaican that. 750 million.
Yeah, for vulnerable communities and business,
Yes.
and the community, the people don't get the money. Some of them get it, but most of them don't get it. And now when you think I got now, them have got put taxes on things, you know, GCT and things to get back the money, they to pay back the loan, you know.
Yes.
Them
Not
have-
only that now. So when we touch that, we touch the grant because we see the vice president gave the prime minister 31 million for unattached youth and everything. You know, him come back home and mention nothing like that. That now nearly $5 billion, you know, 31 million.
right.
Quite enough billion that. 31 million. We don't know when do that money then either. And then, you know, you have some other players, World Bank, them that give them 150 million or so, and next place that give them how much money. When you add it up, they get over $1 billion in a grant.
True. That's true.
Where the money there?
Nobody don't know the money there.
Because them give out some $10,000 care package to like a
Right.
handful of people. Yes.
Loans them gone over $1 billion, and then when people ask where the money there, and that's why when I try to get some people to get active on the donor fund situation, where if you get money from America, for example, to complete a certain project,
Yes.
where we are going to say is that, okay, give us an accounting of how this project was. So for example, if you get money to build a clinic, them need to go out and look and see if the clinic was built to the specifications. And if them have to go hold people responsible where the money there. And if we run investigations and find that the money that touch the American banking system and end up in our bank anywhere in the world, you can bring charges.
Yeah, man.
You can bring charges.
Yes.
So we want to know that the donor fund situation, that's another situation where we can actually use to benefit the people of Jamaica. Because we're coming on, and people must remember this, government by itself and of itself don't have no money. It's taxpayers' money.
That is it.
It's taxpayers' money. And when them get donor funds, it's not for government, it's for government to disburse to the people.
Yes.
The money not get disbursed. Somebody have to start asking questions. But what happened is that, you see, now they militarize the police, they militarize the investigative units now, and they make people afraid. So it's almost like you're going a military state. Because remember one time, Jamaica pride itself on the fact that we have freedom of speech, freedom of the press. You can say anything you want. You see what when people talk about the prime minister?
No, me change that, you know. The man of the wilderness, because this are the man of the wilderness now. When everyone go under bed, got me tell people to go sue. Because when you talk about honest, when them talk about you and your wrongdoing, when they're doing that, try to set up something so nobody not talk. Me burn everything. If you have pastor in a Jamaica, see them out ask for $5,000, them trouble little kid, me expose them. The government from your touch something and it not right, and me know about you, me I expose you. A matter of fact, me have a file for go run pan second-hand smoke. That is Lindsay, because I see her at the place. Lindsay, me ask you some question later. Yeah, come here, me have the one I want to file in. Nobody feel no way. You see who am I the writer, sir? The great Rattigan.
We have the file.
Nobody feel say and a lightweight nothing. You understand? We not power with lightweight.
We're not lightweight. We're not lightweight and we are on low energy, right?
Thank you. So me tell them this. You understand? We not power. Me tell them all the while, you know. So when we are do things, we not do tabloid round here.
Right.
We are one and accountable because Jamaica have a change. And we no more peace radio. We get paid and get all the advertisement them for government and foolishness and mash up Jamaica just because a handful of people. When we look the one of them, when them have dump money in and them a pay a building, if you go check, you know, go check you if you have new building down in a center. Them use money, them wash money, do everything, them do everything. You can't them easy to trace them money if you trace it, brother. You understand? We know. Yes,
that thing we want to add is that what the police must do is this. Don't follow a good investigator will never follow people. In a financial investigation, you don't follow people. You follow the money. And the money take you to the people. That's all you have to do. So if you have a good forensic accountant, you know, and you have a large data analytics person or whatever, that's all you need, you know. No follow up because people will lead you down rabbit hole and people dodge you and duck and die. Yeah, but if you follow the money, you will find out the right people. You'll find out the people who should be subjects of investigations. Follow them. That's my advice to the JCF.
Follow the money.
Seek help from the US and follow the money.
and ground zero is SSL, yeah? A
Yes.
matter of fact, we're not supposed to even go to the woman. The woman make an affidavit, and that's for sure they say we're not the policing. Because nobody come and make a report about that lady. Somebody have to come and say, well, I'm nothing. So you'd have to go to the SSL and then you'd have to find out if what she say, collaborate with what she say. You have to go and say, okay, collaborate with what she said. So you're going to say, okay, she said this and that, so we'll match it up here. So it's like a puzzle. She said that account, let me see if the account really there and this there. Let me see them people. I want to know all of the who past and present workers. I want to know who are the CEO past and present. Who are the founder? I want to know this. So you want to know all these things, police, before you even go to she. Where you go to she? You take a phone and look on a phone. Who report to you say them lose something from her or something? That don't make no sense. Them just, by the way, them supposed to do what them do. If nobody in a report.
No, you need a complainant. But I think what happened is that based on the thing that she did, you have 30 something potential complainants. So they could have gone to any one of them and said, listen, this woman said she take money from you. Are you aware that you don't have this money in your account, that the money gone? Right? That's how you start the investigation. If you can't bring it because you don't have a complainant, then you go find a complainant. Because some of them people probably never even knew until this woman said this, that the money.
That's why them I forgot SSL.
Right.
Never start from there. But what? The FSC send out the report. Them now from the report, and go search. Okay, this and that never happened, that and that, and money, and them are inflate. Them not do nothing like that.
Yeah.
Who send them out? A puppet. Sir Googs. Because they work under the Prime Minister, fee movement. The police is a different entity from the government. You're not supposed to have a kind of feed them kind of. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Ask you this. Why is it that the police commissioner, why is it that so far he hasn't said, based on what the Prime Minister allegedly said, that he got a loan from a company that wasn't supposed to give out loans? Why you not come out and say, well, we are conducting an investigation into the activities of the Prime Minister in relation to SSL because he got a loan from a company that's not in the loan disbursing business. And so a crime may have been committed, and so we're going to investigate that. Why not just come out and say that?
He not say it. All right.
Tweet.
All right. So tell me something now, Rattigan. Look on this now. You have the President of the United States right now. And them say them find papers. Where them there? The FBI, them house.
Yes.
The president.
Yes.
And when do him comply with them? Why is it Jamaican police not operate the same way? Can them can't tell me say not operate the same because him is a puppet. Him is a baby puppet, baby dolly.
I was saying, them are saying that nobody's above the law.
Nobody, right? Yes.
But in Jamaica, them have one man who's above the law, legally now by the Constitution, and that is the Governor General. He's above the law. Anything he's supposed to do, and him can't take him to court. It's written, it's enshrined in the Constitution. You cannot take that man go to court, right? Unless him go commit murder or something like that. But if him do something and not do it or whatever, you can't. Whereas you can't take the government and go court and do this. No, what we are seeing now is a different standard. We are seeing a different set of people who are above the law. Because, as I've said before, because the police commissioner's position is not independent and objective. He's there at the pleasure of not the Police Services Commission, but the Prime Minister. Them tell you on paper that it's a Police Services Commission, but it's a Prime Minister.
Yes. Him say one put him there. Yes.
If the Prime Minister says, I want him there, who going to tell him no? So you think now, sir, if he has reason to investigate the Prime Minister, that him going to do it?
No, but what I hold them accountable, them have to move, Me tell them have to move, and the whole of them, everything what them do, we are take note. Because me know you are take note, and we are take note. So you see everything what them do, I use it against them. So make them go and feast them bigger than the law. So when you sit down in the chair, Google, you have to leave, go back to your creech. We are going to hold you to account. We are telling him to. Yeah? And we are holding the Prime Minister to account too.
Let me tell him.
Yes, man.
We have some things. We have a small, but skilled and experienced group of people in the diaspora, and we're looking at the connections, the U.S. connection. We're looking at a whole bunch of connections in the Caribbean, connections in America, connections elsewhere. And there's something I want to tell you. I won't come out and tell you on your program, but I'm going to call. Yes, 1 a week, and I'm going to show you because we're coming up with some interesting things. in America. We're coming up with some, and in the Caribbean, we're coming up with some interesting things because we have people from Europe who we're aligned with, and the Far East, and they have the ability to go in the dark web and find certain things. And we're finding certain things right now. And you,
Yes.
and like I said, it's not one person with all of that. The information, there's no siloed in a one person. It's enough people. When I say enough,
Yes.
a small group, but it's more than just me. And me, I see some things right now where I open up my eyes, and them things are brought to my attention by other investigators in America who are sittings, and we are get the real questions they want to ask. We are find out where the money go. We are find out who the players are, and we are getting background. So we are going to collaborate with you as always, and you can bust it on your program. So but
Of
just
course, me know say me have bust that. Me have a bust that.
yeah,
And before me leave, me want to carry in me want to carry in a inspector, detective inspector, to ask him something because you see, when Google do were wrong, I may talk straight. Google, he might watch me, I may talk straight. If you make the experienced police them leave, 25 years worth of experience and everything, and you're taking some baby now, and put them and say you have more policing, them not have no experience. So when you lose one man with 25 years worth of experience, and when you put in 1,000, it not value the one man when you lose. So you say you have a young force when I know nothing at all. This is what the man sit down and do. It no make no sense.
you know what make it even worse? Them take some of the babies them and make them assistants superintendent.
Attendant.
Yeah, who
You
don't know,
have to train them.
no know nothing. Them don't know nothing.
So Cook's doing it.
Ask them what is their retention problem to keep experienced people within the force so that them can mentor the young ones. Them what is their retention plan? What's the retention?
Yes.
Them
Yes.
no no have no.
True thing. True thing. So right now, when they might say, oh, our boots are big up this. No. You rather keep people with the experience more than get rid of them and put in some guy where them a baby. Them don't
Look,
know nothing at all.
remember the FBI though. One at a time, right? Them realize that there's a big gap between the experienced people and
Mm,
young people. You'd have a huge number of people were eligible for retire and a huge
mm,
number of people were just are coming, but in the middle, you never have enough people to carry on. So you know what them do? Them say, no, we can't make them people at the top with the experience leave. So then
mm.
in the FBI, you have to retire at 57. That by law you have to retire by. Them go ahead and get a special provision and say, no, we even though them supposed to leave by 57, we have to keep them people on so that them can train the people them below.
Thank you. Thank you. Remember carrying one on the Rattigan. Remember just carrying one of my inspector detective brethren. What one, sir?
Hey, morning, sir. How you doing? Sir,
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, man. Let me just carry you in and ask you with the SSL. If you the pan duty up there, so what you see the police them do the other day, what you just say about that? Eh?
Well, based on my knowledge of what should occur in an investigation like that, you guys are spot on. You know, you really would want, somebody reporting a crime to you before you act, having that knowledge to go ahead. So Rattigan is right that you can detect crime as well. It's not, it's not only incumbent on us to prove or have a report before we start to move. Mocha come to mind with this type of crime. I think everything that we've been talking about, high profile crime, financial crime, when we establish Mocha, it would fall right in the line of they taking this month now. They having access to Canadian experiences, the American experiences, having that exposure, having that experience. They should have taken the mantle and run with it right away. All right? The knowledge is there. The know-how is there. I don't think the ambition is there or they want to do the work. I think it's a case where we still have a case where people don't want see certain cases are too big and don't want to rattle the cages. And again, that's why we formed MOCA. And that is why we formed MOCA how it was formed. Now, we went through how MOCA, the vision for MOCA was. And it kind of changed because MOCA should have been our FBI. Mr. Rattigan is on the line. And the connection between them and government shouldn't have happened. However, now that they put it in place, what you have is that Mocha sits right under the Minister of National Security. So it defeats the whole purpose. So no longer are they under the commissioner. Good. But they still have to talk to a career political ombudsman who we don't know him with him time, and he can then say, yo, we know this is not our mandate. He sets the pace for them, which that is not what we wanted. You know, so they kind of defeated the thing.
No, but hold on. So when them farming Mocha, them tell me say it's going to be independent of. So this man drop under the security minister now.
That's what they always do. They always have to put themselves in the mix because they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The little what we are finding out now where you Mr. Rattigan speak up and people are getting enlightened to. Because we're not dumb. We're seeing that the real mafia sits up high and look low and laugh after it.
Of course. We tell the big boys, me train them, you know. Me train them, brother. Because when them want to, you know, them come up with a little thing and show some little people and stand up in their neck. And me say, no, that if you want to clean a country, you start from the top, brother. If you not clean the top, the force need to clean. And we have too much yes man in the force. We can't allow a prime minister to dictate and tell me who he want as a commissioner, who he want as DPP, who he want as a... So what him do is him protect anything we go on bad and him protect all in him circle. It's wrong. You understand? This have to change, brother. We talk straight.
I've worked with, you know, certain of our counterparts from England. And we just got a whiff of certain information happening in one of the ministries. And just by, we never get a report, we never get something formally on paper. We just got a whiff. And we got a warrant, and we seize everything over that office. Every document, every printer, every computer. So do we have the know-how? Yes.
So you just tell me something look I know. Well on, you get something, you know. But now the FFC, you know, come out with the documents, and I'll show you from 2016, all these things on, and I know the police, including Mocha, CTAC, and all of them go to this lady, right? And them they reach a ground zero now. Today, right now, them they reach a ground zero. And by the way, them carry all the media with them.
Yeah.
That's so bad, it's embarrassing. Them carry the media. And I know them they reach a SSC, you know, SSL, you know. I know. So we don't know how much people work at SSL. We don't know how much money them take in, how much people them scam or nothing. You know, sees nothing, you know, go nowhere at all because it's you cross grade and him son Mark. Yeah? And the other one them run things.
You know, one of the things is that, you know, and I don't know if it's by willpower or what, but my observation and experience working as a law enforcement officer in JCF is that you find yourself not being able to do a thorough investigation. Let me explain. World Reed would have been caught doing some illicit activities. Why do we stop at World Reed if somebody else at the ministry? Are you saying that we didn't go back and look on the previous minister if that was occurring? So we get this information and this indictment. How far back are we going to go with this investigation? Right? Because if all the documents are there, you can't just stop at Mr. Bolt, or Mr. Whoever. We have to see if this has been uncovered. We have to go back at least back to 2017. And if the SFC come out and say, we saw this happening, and them say in 2017, them say, that means it occurred before.
Yes,
so
2016.
We have 5 years.
2013, yes.
4 years before that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We have a thorough investigation, as Mr. Rattigan said. Your former team, they have the capabilities, bro. We have done it before. So you form a team with all of the people, and if you need assistance from, again, Mocha would be the best place because, again, they don't have the day-to-day, and that is why it's built and structured how it is. They don't have the day-to-day underground, boots on the ground. That's what they do. So them have all the cyber expertise, them have all of those expertise. If they need additional experience, it's just a call away. They have their connections with the Canadian Embassy, English, and the Americans.
Tell me something now, man. Them are carrying by Rattigan. Tell me something now. So Mocha, them supposed to can move and go do what them a do and what have you. But
Yeah,
them still have to them still have to brief the National Security Minister.
Yes. So
No,
you
this
have,
bad.
you have somebody from the JDF that sits as a director, and that is what me tell you, say they're very strategic, brother.
You see what going on, Rattigan?
Yeah, then hold on. You remember somebody tell us to start militarize the police and the
Yes.
executive organs of the state. Them
Yes.
start all of that. And like this gentleman is saying, you know, based on what I'm hearing, and I think I know this to be true, there's no political will to take care of the crime issues and all of these financial issues and national security issues in Jamaica because of public corruption. There's no will to do it because they were corrupted.
They're corrupted. And it's straight. And we come talk straight because we are the one that will talk and show the people them say, hey, we're different. You can't put we in a pocket. We know in it, we don't know. We are call it as is. And as my friend said, my detective Inspector Brethren said from the JCF, because you know him do film stint at JCF, you know, them have the will, but them not gonna push out like that because you see them under directive, you know. Certain things you can't do this or you can't do that, or certain little things. Them are break morals, right? Because you know if you go touch somebody, him does say something too. When him say real read. So real read their school, them take him out, who must advise for the same Prime Minister now.
And look where
him was the education minister, and you come. So as me tell people all the while, it's simple. And FBI, it's also FBI dig out case. So we want the route. So real we just go and just sit down for a couple of years. If him not see something go on, remember, you know, you have investigation go on pan a station, pan them, where Patrick Bailey come tell us say their account will open around 6 account, where them open with the Prime Minister. 6. Where them that give some money there so from the same ministry. So real read, come and see and learn. He must come do something. He not just come and just do this like this.
and that's exactly what I say about this lady Pantan. She come and see and learn. She
sir,
see.
all right, thank you, sir.
She come and see what she never start up this on her own. She come and learn.
Eh? So it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
She come and see.
So we want to see right now, come and see my time I run up, but right now, what we don't want to see, I mean, I'm going on the last talk, what we don't want to see, the JCF are now on a reach a ground zero yet. We not take Jamaican people and people in diaspora for idiot, you know.
Look,
remember international people.
Let me just say this. I'm glad the police.
Inspector, yes.
I'm glad them come on and him clear up some things for everybody. For people know that you need a complainant, but you can also detect crime, right? You can also that's one of the functions of the police. But also, what we like him say them have the people and the resources. What we like the people to understand is that when they talk to the police federation, then we tell you that them don't have the resources, and it's proven by the fact that Senator Dan Webby come out the other day and said, listen, of the 94 and 95 billion Jamaican dollars we give the Ministry of National Security for buy and maintain and all of them stuff there, they had only spent 17% of the money. And so it makes sense when the police come in, federation come out and say we don't have police helmet, we don't have police, we don't have bulletproof vests, we don't have cams, we don't have vehicles, we don't have collapsible baton, we don't have pepper spray, we don't have good communication system, we don't have good working conditions, we don't have good salary, and we don't have a crime plan. It makes sense because the senator said, look, when you get and not only that, that same week, you know, same week they was supposed to get another I think another 9 billion that month, another $9 billion on top of the 95 when them get, you know.
So tell me something now, Rattigan. So them have a thing when them come out with the SOE, enough people not understand. If the police money with them up, they say it name use it or lose it. Lose it. I don't think it go back to the budget. So what them do now is when them come with the SOE, them can come and say, oh, we did get water, we did get food, we did get this. So them just run off billions. I rob the money, you know. Them rob the money that way there. Because you know, spend it, you know. The police them not see it, you know, but it gone.
It's not that way money get missing. Some go back and look at the porter toilets. Who have the contract there? And go back at the fences them put up. And
I tell you, good.
And say, Where the money they? Where the money they gone? Who have the
Yes.
con? Where the money they gone? Because here what even when a man send me a video, you know, and a picture that and pictures that, you know, even after the state of emergency done, you know, the porta potty still sit down there, you know.
All right. And it still have to pay for.
Of course. People have to pay for that.
Yes, man.
Pay for it. Taxpayer pay for it. They're not government. And not government have no money. Taxpayer.
Yes, man. That's true, man. Well, I'm the last word. Because my sister, me I go half an hour over. It's too hot, you know, for forward back, man. It's too hot. I want to watch them.
Well, you know, some day at your leisure, brethren. You know, whenever you need me, just call me. I'm there for you.
You know 100. Hey, they must keep them boot. I tell them, say, we are investigate them and them think a joke I make. Them know something I make joke and me not do. Me not do. Me not do tabloid. Me tell them already, you know, because we want clean, we want a better Jamaica. I'm going to talk to my inspector brethren. I'm going to talk to him for the next program too, because we raised some topic yesterday, brother.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So we have to talk something because, you know, we have something where it that useful to the police. And as me just said, when me just raise up, brother, you know, it bad. Yeah, make so much police with the experience and leave, and then you show me some baby where you put in it. I must see from that circles. I put baby in the thing when I know police in. It can take them years to learn the skill. Right? Years. Because you can't train a man in a 6 months and say you're police. Me just put out something at police. Sometimes when them read the little thing with them don't read again, brother.
And then hear what? By the time them get the skill, them gone in the private industry, them gone to another law enforcement agency in the Caribbean or overseas. Them gone.
Yes.
So you have to go replace them with babies again. I joke.
So why you never pay the man them properly instead of you have to keep them babies? If you pay them properly, you get more care.
They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
No loan something. Have another.
Yeah, later, brother. All right. Yeah. Later, yes, sir.
All right, my brethren.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That me I tell you, we're gonna knock back again, you know, because we have so much things to deal with. But as I said, them need to go to ground zero. SSL. And we don't need for hear the thing. By the way, them go online, SSL, and take down them picture. That alone a crime by itself. Mocha, C-Tac, the one I want to start doing the work. Lindsay, I have to put out something with you because it's second hand smoke. I have to deal. Yeah, because I say, you know, Jane, I have to put out something with you too, man. Yeah? If anything later, hey, people, remember? Do remember we have bodyguard that come up? Yeah? We have the bodyguard show. I remember say, you know, I have to relax and thing when they can't see in the background. And this are the March. Yeah, man. See it? March the 11th. So, you know, tick it up, Mama Angie. They think them up. So we soon talk about that. We soon talk about the run things first and everything. So we know look out for that. Can we have to refresh myself and everything, you know? We have to up here. Me soon forward, yeah? Later. Bless up.